that's not all. This polarity adventure doesn't end there. Let's say we have a bass rig. Let's put SVT. We'll put an SVT bass rig there, and we'll put a mic on it, wire it into something, and we'll put a wedge over here. And we'll run the bass into the wedge. The bass pumping out of there. Does polarity matter for this mic or for this DI box that's coming off the back? Absolutely. If this is in polarity with that, when the bass player stands right in the middle, we will have a happy bass player. If these are out of polarity, then one of them's going the wrong way. You'll actually get a dead spot midway between the wedge and the bass if they were both at the same volume. Obviously, or typically, your wedge is not at the same volume as your bass amp, but it will cause a dropout in level at the equidistant point between the two. How do you test that? Pretty simple. You turn the bass rig down, turn the wedge up so they're about the same level, and once both are at the same level, you have someone, or preferably you, stand right in the middle, and you look at the, have someone back by the monitor board, and have them hit the polarity switch. Point your thumb up, in polarity. When you point your thumb down, have them switch it. Listen for which one's louder. When you hear the louder sound, run with that one, and you will have a solve that polarity issue. Now, DI boxes can be either way as well. So, and microphones are not guaranteed to all be pin 2 or pin 3 plus. You will find abnormalities, aberrations in microphones. In a perfect world, you test all your mics and make sure they're all positive pressure equals positive voltage on pin 2. With guitar wedges, not as important and much more difficult to test. So usually what I'll do is I'll determine it off the bass mic. Once I know what the bass mic does with the bass wedge, I will then apply that same thing to the guitar rigs and the rest of the stage. Continuing on with the adventures in polarity, we did the kick drum, we did the bass guitar. What about our happy singer dude who also wears an in-ear system? And we got a microphone here. Polarity of the in-ear system is also relevant and important, although it may not seem so at first glance. When you sing, when you talk, you hear your voice from two different angles. You hear it from it leaving your mouth, coming around, and coming into your ears from the sound of the room. And you also hear it internally, the natural vibration of your body and the resonance which creates this tone of your voice. When you're singing into in-ears on a rock stage, unless it's insanely loud, or maybe even if it is that loud, you're relying, you've cut out the room sound. You don't hear the sound of your voice coming out, but you have not cut out the internal resonance of the sound of your voice in your body. When the sound leaves your mouth and enters that microphone, travels through its analog or digital path, typically it won't see more than a millisecond or two of delay. The low frequencies, a millisecond to the lower frequencies of your voice, is not overly significant, and still to delay it so much that polarity becomes irrelevant. So, because of that, if the mic is in polarity, when you sing and your ears are in, you'll get an extension of low end, a summation of the low end that you're hearing from your in-ears with the natural resonance of your body. And without a polarity, you'll get a cancellation of what you're hearing in your ears with the natural resonance of your body. That only affects a person hearing themselves sing. Polarity has no effect on, let's say, my voice into somebody else's in-ears, or somebody else's in-ears into mine. So it's only on the person singing, listening to themselves sing. So in order to test that, the only way, or the easiest way to test it is to put in-ears in, to go up to the mic, have your own voice run to those in-ears, and again you balance level. You turn them up until the natural resonance of your voice is about the same volume as the sound you're getting in your in-ears. And you look for a summation, and again you look at somebody running the monitor board, thumbs up, thumbs down, polarity switch, in polarity, out of polarity, and you flip back and forth until you hear a preferable summation, assuming you can hear that. Now you're going to find that with an analog board that is going to be much more discernible than with a digital board. As an analog board, even though the belt packs are wireless, it's almost instantaneous. There is less than, I don't know, significantly less than a millisecond of delay, maybe even less than a microsecond of delay. It's instantaneous. The sound coming out of your voice. It takes longer for it to leave your lips to get to the microphone than it takes to get from the microphone all the way around and back into your ears again. So you can get perfect summation of those tones. With a digital system, you're going to get about 1.5 to 2.5 milliseconds of delay from here before it gets back into there. How does that equate? Well, it equates to about, if you want to hear what that effect is, stand 2 feet, stand about 2 feet from the wall and talk and hear your voice reflect off the wall. It's about 2 feet, 2.5 milliseconds. If you want to check 1 millisecond, then go to about a foot away from the wall. And you can actually hear it just holding your hands up. That time delay it's inherent to a digital console or any digital systems. That summation differential is very noticeable. Some band members, some artists, and not to others. It's quite audible though if you compare the two. Maybe I'll get into that on another thing. In any case, polarity does apply to in-ear systems. It can be tested relatively easily. And alright, that should do it. Hope all that helps, and I'll try and do some more videos on sound stuff soon.